Hello, am I live? Can you hear me? Please put in the chat if you can hear me. Please? Maybe? How's it going? How is everyone doing? Looks like we had a few people. There we go. You can see me and hear me? Yes? No? Maybe? Yay! Hello, Becca. How are we doing, guys? Excited to do another book push. Hello, Sarah. Book push book club live show. Super excited. Definitely read this guy like in today. It was my third read. So good. But let's chat. How's everybody's January been? Mine was a lot. My dad today was like, how do you do like a live show for a book? Like, how does that even work? And I'm like, you read the book and you talk about it during a live show? It's not that hard. Yeah, January was tough. I'm pretending that 2020 too much need nap. Yeah, so many naps. I took yesterday off because I was just hungover, and I needed to sleep. It was a lot. It was a lot. Anybody drinking? Because I am. But yeah, what did you guys read this month? I read like nothing. Yeah, 2020 has been intense, but I'm excited for February. I've got a lot of fun stuff gonna happen in February. Dry January. You are a strong woman. I cannot do that. Like at all. Be interesting though. Maybe I'll try it at some point, but maybe not January. I feel like January is like I drink. Yay, that's exciting. Go, Zach. Yay. That's impressive. I read a total, I think, of 5. So we'll see about that. Very exciting, Zach. That's super cool. Where are you going to grad school, if you want to share? I put like 10 books on my February TBR, and I'm already like, will I be able to do that? Gone are the days that I read like 20 books a month. Well, who knows? Maybe I will. We'll find out. Yeah, I can't. Nope. Like there's alcohol and then there's caffeine. Like I cannot live without my caffeine. I would die. I would actually die. It would be bad. So bad. I need my coffee. Cannot survive without coffee. What are you guys reading right now? How many of you guys finished City of Brass? Just asking a whole bunch. I have 14 for February. Yeah. February is like a kind of an interesting month where I'm like, I don't know how much I'll get done, but I really want to prioritize reading again. Oh, cool. Very exciting. Yay! I'm so glad you liked it. Hi, Faith. I'll probably participate a little bit in Contemporary Thong. Zach, I finished it for the 3rd time an hour ago as well. It just gets better and better. Oh, I really need to get to reading Bear and the Nightingale. That looks like it'd be really, really good. I've heard amazing things. It was going to be part of a secret TBR video that I've abandoned because I don't have time. But I do have a secret TBR video planned for February. Yeah, I would say that rereading it the 3rd time, the 2nd time I got it really well, and the 3rd time I had to relearn the political system. But once you remember that Deva is a word for the Jinn as well as a tribe, it makes a little bit more sense. Yeah, it's one of those books that politically, like, it has such an interesting, like, dynamic, but, like, it's you kinda have to just read it and go with the flow. Like most of the things that I like, as we've already discovered. I'll try where I've already put up the Patreon voting for the next round, and I think that all 3 of the books that I chose are not going to be super confusing, so that's good. But yeah, I just like the fact that this is the first time that I've reread City of Brass after having read Kingdom of Copper. Yeah, Kingdom of Copper, the sequel, and there's so much foreshadowing in City of Brass for what happens in Kingdom of Copper, and I just cannot wait for this last book in the series. Finish Cross of Feathers yesterday. I don't know Crown of Feathers. Was that good? Graceling or Ninth House? Ooh, Graceling is like a oldie but goodie, and I really like Ninth House. But those are 2 very very different books. Yeah, Seven Husbands is amazing, so good. But I'm excited to see what you guys pick. I think Kelsey, I think you must be the only person I think that has voted so far. But I've only read Seven Husbands once and it like destroyed me. Like it was brutal. And it was interesting too because I feel like I read it as a advanced copy way before anybody else got to it and then all of a sudden it just like resurged everywhere. It's so good. Video rant. Ooh. Very cool. Zach, spill the tea. What book are you reading? Hmm. I don't think I have Graceling anymore. I don't know. Maybe I do. It's not one of the books that I would reread very often, that's for sure. But it was one of the first books that I read when I started my channel. Very cool. I don't know what Dreamcatcher. I don't know any Stephen King. I think we've discussed that I don't read him. Is it what is it bad? Ooh, it's gross. Oh, ooh, gross. That's not fun. Have fun, Zach, I guess. Maybe don't drink too much. Nasty. Oh, interesting. Well, that might be fun. I feel like I haven't had like a good book to rant about recently. I'm currently reading The Secret History and it's just boring. Like I feel like I just haven't had like a book that I just really like to make fun of yet. Comment on your worst reads video. I'll take a look at that, Faith. Like I don't really like taking recommendations for rants just because I feel like I like kind of stumbling on a book myself and being like, "Wow, this is pure garbage. Let me fucking talk about it." But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. See. Like I yeah. I'm sure I'll find something to rant about. It's me. We know. We've been new. I'll get there. I'll have something new for you guys, I'm assuming, at some point soon. It'll be great. Ooh, in Seattle. I like that immediately. I'm like, that sounds great. I want that. Yeah, I feel like people were talking about The Secret History when Ninth House came out, and I was like, I feel like people said that it was bad. And like I was just like, okay, maybe it's not super bad, but it's really just really boring. Like there's nothing happening this month. Ooh, your first rant video. What is the book? Are you gonna tell us? Tell me if you want to. You don't have to. You know, my first ever Rent review was Ember in the Ashes. It still gets views, and it's terrible. Such a bad video. Nonfiction called Sex Positive. That's worrisome. I'm assuming it isn't sex positive, or maybe it is in like a not good way. Yeah, that's the thing that I think I watched that video. I think she may have privated it. I'm not sure. Bet on the publisher's part. Have you guys seen the stuff about American Dirt? Like the fucking publisher's responses have been crazy. Like tone how blind do you have to be? I haven't seen anything about the actual book or like really read the reviews, but it's not something that I would read anyway. But some of the things that the publisher has come out in defense of it, it's kind of scary. Kiss of a Dragon. This sounds great. Gonna open my Goodreads now so that I can keep that going. Ooh, ooh. Oh, thanks, Zach. It's like comparatively though. Think about it. Oh, that's not what I want. Copying, pasting my YouTube link into Goodreads. That will totally work, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Phone is going off. Yeah, I did see that they canceled the book tour due to safety concerns. Like, I get that, but like, bad. Yeah, actually, when I worked at the bookstore, I saw that those books exist when Castle was still on, which that's a weird kind of like throwback there. Maybe it wasn't when I worked there. Maybe it was before I worked for Barnes and Noble. Either way, I've seen those books. I think I only watched like maybe one or two episodes though, because it wasn't like on Netflix or something. I had to go out of my way to watch it because I'm a Nathan Fillion fan. Um, actually rewatched the first episode of Firefly recently. That was fun. And did a Lord of the Rings marathon. Been trying to out nerdy myself as much as possible. Have you seen The Rookie? No, I have not. Does it have Nathan Fillion? Mm-hmm. Allie! What's up? It's so good. Lost a ton of weight. It's always a good time to have a Lord of the Rings marathon. Yes, I absolutely agree. Hi. Yes, we did. We read City of Brass. We haven't really chatted about it. Yeah, I cannot read Lord of the Rings. Like I don't have time to do that. Like at all. Not happening. Really want to read that Fallen Dragon book, Kiss of a Dragon book. Especially if it's set in Seattle. You guys know my brand. Fucking love this. Even though dragons will make more sense in Las Vegas, but like whatever. So, Zach, what did you think about the books, the City of Brass? What did everybody think? Yes, The Hobbit is good. My parents read that to me as a kid, and I love it. Yeah, I'd really rather read other things. Like, yeah, I just don't have the time nor the energy or the fucks to give to read Lord of the Rings. Sorry, not sorry. Well, so City of Brass is about this girl who accidentally summons a genie, and he tells her that she has to come with him to the city of brass. That's all you need to know. It's really good. There's more to it, but that's the basic gist. That ending, though, is intense. Yeah, I would say that, like, I feel like when I read it for the first time, I really, really enjoyed Nari's character, um, and really thought it was just fun to just get along with all of the, um, like, political dynamics, and then the ending is just like, "Fuck. Hello." I feel like we've got new faces in the chat this time. So excited. Yeah, it's not so this is technically, I'm pretty sure it is inspired by A Thousand and One Nights, very, very loosely. But it's not that type of genie, that's for sure. At all. These are more like demon genies. They don't grant wishes and they like to kill people. That's another way of describing. I'm trying to get comfortable. This isn't working. Hello. But yeah, so the picks that were going between, also not blue and much hotter. Yes. Yes. One of my friends, when they read City of Brass, walked up to me at work and was like, "But Dara!" And I will never ever forget that ever again. Ooh, yeah, the food and the atmosphere and the gardens, just like everything is beautiful. I like that you hated all the characters. Even Ali, he's so dumb. Like, I think all the characters are interesting in their own right because they all get in their own way, especially Ali. He likes to just fuck up and is what it is. I also like that this is one of those books that I feel like has the best representation, as in no white people, like, at all. He's such an idiot. Dara is also not great. Let's be real. He's not the best. Yes, Ali definitely has big dumb energy. Yes, the political ramifications and racial divides was really intense in this book. I can see how that, especially considering the fact that it's like, especially with how long like the timeline is, you'd think that something would have been figured out by now when we could just coexist, but that's kind of not what she was doing with the story. Yeah. I love the world though. So interesting that the way she developed it. But y'all know I like me some world building. Get my wine. It's true. And it's like they're all from different tribes, and I enjoy that to some extent, but it is hard to be like, okay, whose side am I on? But you're not really on anybody's side because they're all shitheads. Yay! Yes. Pushing books on y'all. That is my new thing. It's been my thing, but like usually I just push the books away from you because I like to do rant reviews. You're not a but we'll get there. Maybe I'll try easier high fantasy books next time. Yeah, it's not short. It's I wouldn't recommend trying to finish half of it in one day, but I've already read it 3 times, so it wasn't that hard for me. It is one that, like, you wanna take your time with, at least getting into the, um, political aspect of the book. I'm thinking it would be a kinda interesting for me to do a video maybe when the 3rd book comes out on, like, a beginner's intro to the City of Brass and, like, break down the different, I did hear that, and I'm very excited. Um, but, I think it would be interesting to make a video breaking down the different tribes and maybe making it like an intro to that series, just because I feel like it would be beneficial to people. I don't think a lot of people might watch it, but, like, maybe they would, I don't know. I fuck hard with Sinbad retellings. Like, I loved that. Did anybody watch the cartoon movie? The animated movie? Ugh, so good. Sinbad and Eros just being the definition of, like, all things bisexual. I mean, that's the one thing about, like, my rant reviews. People are like, "Wow, this is hilarious. Maybe I should just read the book too." What Sinbad is, look up the movie. Look up the movie. I feel so uneducated. It's like a myth. It's not really a myth. It's like, there's words I'm looking for here, and I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm also uneducated. Allie, I'll do it. It might take me a minute, but I'll do it. There's a stunt show of Sinbad? Sinbad is like, he's an explorer. He's kinda like Ulysses, but, like, not. Did stop reading Night Circus. Oh, I'm sorry, Becca. That's upsetting. But, Night Circus isn't for everybody. Like, that's the one thing that I'll say. It's not everybody's cup of tea. Like, most of my favorite books, like, I recommend them to certain people that like certain things. I try to keep as wide a range of reading as possible. Um, Sometimes I succeed, sometimes I don't. Like thrillers and mysteries and things like that, I'm just not into those. Like it all. Now, if you want some political high fantasy, I got you. I was just there. I don't remember a Sinbad stunt show. Yeah, up to you, Becca. Whatever you wants to do. You can't win them all, Zach. Is what it is. That's just, not everyone has the same tastes. I'm very excited to hopefully get some content out for you guys. Filmed a video today, feeling good about it. Hello, Diego. Yeah, that's the one thing I will say about the Night Circus. Even with this last reread, like, there's not a lot going on in the Night Circus. It's just very pretty. And for someone who likes pretty world building, I am a slut for that. So, yes, gray suit and Hector can choke. Absolutely. Yeah. The Night Circus is definitely not something that will, fast pace move things along. That's not a thing. It's gonna kind of meander around a little bit. But the one thing is that if you think the Night Circus meanders, oh boy, Starless Sea is worse. Like, it was fun and good and I enjoyed it, but holy shit, it makes no sense half the time. Like, half the time I was like, I can't tell what's a metaphor and what's not a metaphor. I think I'm here for it, but I might be wrong. But I didn't love the romance in Starless Sea. It just kind of came out of fucking nowhere and I was like, "Oh, all right. Okay. Cool." But it's gay, so I enjoyed it. Yeah. Night Circus definitely is. It's like an inevitable slow burn. Yes. Well, Name of the Wind is just a lot. Yeah. Yeah, there's no hate to love in either. Well, like the Night Circus is like like a rivals to lovers type of thing. But Starless Sea is just like really weird. Yeah. I would love to at least visit the Night Circus. Like there doesn't have to be like the crazy enchantments, but I would love to see like somebody set up like a circus like that. That would be really cool. But no, Name of the Wind. I have lots to say about Name of the Wind, and it's been several years since I read it, and it was so much. Yeah, supposed to be rivals lovers. Yeah, the Night Circus, would or Name of the Wind. I would say both will make fantastic cinematic masterpieces. Like if they do Name of the Wind right, and they don't fuck up Night Circus, they'll be perfect. Isn't Ninth House getting a ad- adaptation already? Pretty sure that happened already. Yeah. I know that the rights have been sold. I don't know if they're doing anything with it. Gotcha. Yeah. Then I would advise don't go to circuses. Circus I. Cir- what's plural circuses? Cir- whatever. Oh, well, that's interesting. I wonder if Amazon will be able to do that well. It isn't Kavoth's story. Yes. I don't like him. Interesting. I know. I'm pretty sure that it was Amazon. Maybe it wasn't Amazon that took Name of the Wind, or maybe they're still shopping it. I think they're still shopping it, but Lin Manuel was signed on for the music. See, my one thing about Name of the Wind is I feel like it can't really be Game of Thrones, not to the extent that Game of Thrones was, because Name of the Wind is about one dude and all of the shit he fucks up. You kind of don't have like a mass scale for like 8 seasons with the two books that we have from Name of the Wind. They're both beautifully written, but I just don't know what I could do with that. I really like world building. Awesome sauce aliens. Hello. I really like world building, and Patrick Rothfuss is amazing at world building, but I don't like Kabo. It's just a weird thing. My friend really likes it. Um, he had good moments and then like not so great moments. And then A Wise Man's Fear was just too fucking long. Too long. And I feel like it would be interesting to see what you could do with that work, but I feel like you could wrap up like both books in like 2 seasons and it would be kind of like, oh, and then it's done. I think I've seen the cast list for Dune. That's exciting. I have not read the books though. Mm. Hey, Rachel, how's it going? A movie with Name of the Wind? You could definitely do seasons for Name of the Wind, but I don't think you could do like 8 seasons because there's only 2 books. But like, they're meaty, but like, yeah. What's how we doing? It is kind of required. But I'm a fantasy fan and I refuse to read Lord of the Rings, so break the mold. Yay, that's exciting. I was thinking of getting my dad that copy of Dune, and I think I ended up going with Dante's Inferno because I couldn't remember what I gotten him. Yeah. True, but we don't have the last books. So I am not gonna believe that that is the ending that George R. R. Martin wants. If we ever get the books, yay. If we don't, also yay. That's fine with me. I'm just gonna pretend that season 8 didn't happen. Very cool. Ooh, Dante's Inferno. Did anybody watch the last season of Sabrina that just came out? it just did a much better job than the first two. So really liked it. I live in Vegas. Oh, cool. I've seen those. Is it like literally the same show in a graphic novel form, or is it like a new story? Because that would be, I feel like I'd be more interested in a new story. Oh, cool. Wow, you don't have a Barnes and Noble anywhere near you? That's just like foreign to me. They're kind of a dying breed right now, but hopefully they open one nearby you soon. I would say that the first two seasons are very campy and very cheesy for Sabrina. But I really enjoyed this last season. They did some interesting things with the characters, and I think that they developed um, the writing much better than the first two seasons. It is technically a spinoff of Riverdale, but like I wouldn't say that it's like Riverdale as in it's like so fucking weird because like I know Riverdale has just gone off the fucking rails, but Sabrina it's like a campy teen drama. So yeah, I understand that. I've been watching a lot of stuff recently, but I just haven't had the energy to read. So I'm gonna try and change that. But I'm also gonna try and do Netflix reviews for you guys. So we'll see how that goes. Books a million. Well, that's exciting. I've never been to a Books a Million. I didn't even know they existed until I joined BookTube. I mean, that's a good thing, going kind of between. Like that's the one thing is I feel like I focused like really really hard on reading, but then like over the course of this last month, I just had no energy to read. Um and I wasn't really reading anything that like was gripping me, so I just took the time that I had to watch Netflix. I don't know why I started yawning already. It's only 7:30. But yeah. Have you guys watched anything? Did I talk about Knives Out in the last live show? Loved Knives Out. It was so fucking good. Hands down, probably one of my favorite films of all time, actually, probably. I did read it. I read it last month. I need to watch Sex Education. I read The Library of the Unwritten last month. It was very good. In like 3 days. Excellent. Excellent. Full Metal Alchemist. Well, that's good, Zach. Yeah, just read whatever you want. I have a lot of things on my TBR next month that I'm like, I must get to this. But I'm excited for like pretty much all of them. Mm. Nope. I want Patreon. There we go. Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't seen the new Star Wars. I don't feel like I want to. Like, I just want to pretend that it didn't happen. And I don't, yeah. There's that. I do want to watch The Mandalorian, though, because of Baby Yoda. Is the sequel for that already out? Yeah, Faith, I know you had a rough year. The start of 2020 has been a little intense. I can, deal with it, down itself back a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. Nameless Queen. Hmm. Yeah, I've heard good things. I don't really want to have Disney Plus. I just want to watch Baby Yoda. That's all I care about. Hmm. I need to have like Red Bulls or move these earlier in the night. Oh, that's exciting. Did you like it? I love Every Heart a Doorway. I was just thinking like I need to pick up the book that just came out. But I also kind of want to reread all of them. Yeah, it's been a lot. Yeah, The Diviners, the last book is coming out like this week. Um, I got stuck on Before the Devil Breaks You and then didn't finish it. I have not read Throne of Glass either. Thought about it. Meant to get around to it. Haven't done it. Yes. I love Shannon McGuire. I was just lending out my copy of Into the Dreading Deep to a friend. Udge. I don't know why I'm yawning. Mm-hmm. Mm. The Diviners audiobooks are fantastic. Super, super love them. Oh, that's cool. I'm sorry, Rachel. I don't know why I get so sleepy. Akatar is that. It's that. I kind of want to reread it because I'm trash. But actually, yeah, I just watched or was starting to watch her vlogging, reading or having Akafas control her vacation, and it was so funny. Like I just love that style of video, and I want to do that now. Um, she's also just fucking hilarious. Like she's just fucking hilarious. At the end of the day, I'm just like you know, right? So good at editing and being funny, and just in general, great reviewer. But yeah, and her video made me want to go to Portland. I miss Portland so much. She got to go to Powell's. I miss Powell's. It sounds like I pass gas. It's fucking ridiculous. I just rewatched my video of ranting about A Court of Frost and Starlight. In my dreams, Faith, I would totally love to do a fucking collab with Cindy. Make it happen. I'm trying not to like yawn. I mean, I haven't read anything else by Sarah J. Maas other than A Court of Thorns and Roses. So it depends on what you want. Like, I don't really know anything about Throne of Glass, but I know that there's assassins that don't kill anybody. And then A Court of Thorns and Roses has fairy dick. So whatever you want to do, you could pick either or. I don't really know. I don't think she has anything else other than like the Catwoman book, which I don't really think is a thing. I want to read Crescent City so bad. If anybody wants to send me an arc, I will be so thankful. I want to read it so bad. I can't wait to find out what is in that book, because if that's dull, what is A Court of Fuckery? Like what's the difference? I'm so confused. I don't think that maybe starting with Crescent City is a good idea, but like you could if you wanted to. I agree. Scared is the way that I would feel. It's thick, yeah. But like also all her books are thick. Like they're literally candy. They're very easy to read. It's like I think they're faster reads than Cassandra Clare. which I think I'm getting an arc of Chain of Gold, and I'm super fucking excited. Because she doesn't have editors, Kelsey. They tell her to put as much words as possible, and em dashes, and all the extra growling and purring, and all things that you could possibly include in a book, and they never edit anything out. It's Faye Smut. And you know what? I give up on trying to fix it. Yeah, it is 600. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot of sex, and it's a YA book, but yep. Did we but what did everybody read? Was that Dark Dawn? Like, it's not even smutty though. What's not smutty? If you're about to say Crescent City isn't smutty, I'm gonna fucking riot. I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be so mad. Oh yeah, Dark Dawn. Well, yeah, I did you see that fucking Empire of the Vampire is gonna be moved till 2021? I'm sad. I'm very sad. But I'm not gonna yell at Jay Kristoff. So A Court of Thorns and Roses isn't that smutty, but you get past A Court of Mist and Fury, and there's just fairy dick everywhere, just everywhere. A lot of it. But no, if she decides to not put smut into Crescent City, I'm gonna be like, wow, really? Yep. Hmm. Hello, as the pages burn. I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I feel like that's the one thing. Like I read it and was like, okay, and then everybody else was like, this is amazeballs, and I was like, really? But yeah, this is what it is. Ooh, coming in hot with the tea, Rachel. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get that from like the library. If I read it, I don't feel like I want to read it because it wasn't that good. Does he have is the sequel to Lifelike coming out this year? Exactly. Like guilty pleasure books are fine. Like I feel like Sarah J. Maas for me is definitely like a guilty pleasure because I don't like her writing, but it's so easy and fun that I just kind of read it and enjoy when I don't think about it too hard, like at all. When I don't think at all while I'm reading it, it's perfectly fine. But then I think, and then it's bad. But then I make reviews. That's great. Yes, I was very sad, but that's fine. I'm just glad. I'm hoping that if he comes out with Empire of the Vampire in 2021, we're not going to have to wait for any of those sequels. Like he has a 1 year to write the sequels to the Empire of the Vampire, and he can't make us wait 2 years in between, like he did for Dark Dawn. Just as long as he does that, everything's fine. I'm just going to poke my computer. Sorry, guys. Yes, absolutely. Like I feel like recently, I feel like I need something like Sarah J. Maas to just get me out of being tired of reading. Nah, exactly. Fairy books are great. Zombie books are even better. If I guess you're into that. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing is that like I feel like people are on like two sides of the board. Like you love Sarah J. Maas or you hate Sarah J. Maas. And I'm like, how about we just read her books and talk shit about them and everyone understands that we're not saying that they're inherently not quality literature, but that they're just fun. They're not quality to some extent, but they are fun. And why not just read fun books, even if they are young adult? And somebody at that publishing company needs to get their shit together. Who knows? 600 some I think it's pretty long for Crescent City. I'm excited for it. Even if I have to buy it, like I'm gonna buy it because I want to know what she does with it. And if it sucks, then that's just it is what it is. No room for fun or opinions. Why not? Zach, you're killing me. Killing me. We can't have nice things here. This is the internet. You guys have fun plans for your weekend? Never really talk about going out. We just stay in and read. And I do these on my Fridays. Well, actually, usually Fridays. Fun stuff coming up in February. I know somebody was talking about Contemporary-thon or readathons in February. I'm probably going to do Contemporary-thon and then probably doing Whackathon. I think that's good. Super Bowl party. I keep forgetting Super Bowl happens on Sunday. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything or not. We'll find out. What is FF? Is that like literally female relationship in February? That's so cool. Less than good about the beautiful. Yeah, the beautiful wasn't that fun. It was not. I didn't like it. Oh, well, that's exciting, Zach. Very cool. I like that idea. I definitely want to make sure that I'm reading more African American authors. Need to do some research, but I have like a couple videos that I want to get done in February, so we'll see. 16 books, yeah. And I've been looking at my like list of 10 where I'm like, I don't know if I'm gonna get this. I don't know if I'm gonna get this done. Been a little bit busy and distracted, but we'll see. Might update you guys, I might not. Who knows? But yeah, I got lots of stuff going on. In February, I have a friend coming down. It's going to be my birthday as well as my um, friend's birthday. Forgot what I was doing. Yeah, OT is a lot. Faith, I did OT earlier in this month and it kicked my ass. Eight's solid. Eight is more than I read this month. So, and I'm not in grad school. Should be coming in. Is there a lot of books coming out in February? I feel like I haven't been keeping up on anything. Music for BHM video. Cool. Very exciting. I don't think I worked over 60 hours, but I definitely worked a lot. I've got a game night tonight. Not tonight, tomorrow night. Very excited for it. Most anticipated. I feel like a lot of books this year, they're like supposed to come out this year, but like Empire of the Vampire would have been my book that would have been like, that's what I'm most anticipated. It's not coming out this year anymore. Yeah, that's, yeah. Um, trying to think of what's coming out this year. I feel like we just don't have a lot of release dates. Zach, it'll probably be card games, but we'll see. I don't know if we're gonna do board games. Pretty sure. I feel like I don't remember what comes out this year. I made a list of my anticipated releases and then just didn't actually like film it. Fuck. Sorry, Rachel. Um yeah, I have not been liking YA at all. Bonds of Brass? No. Sounds intriguing. Oh, Grady Hendrix has vampires? That's exciting. Stupid. Oh, I think I've seen this. Very interesting. I think I've seen that cover and heard good things. Oh, like Empire of Gold. It's definitely high on my list. Um, the third book in the Poppy War series. Pretty sure that's coming out this year. Um, other books. They're on my list. Lesbian pirates and sea monsters. Ooh, that sounds great. Well, I will be recommending adult fantasy for the entire year, so you're in the right place. Ooh, Fonz Press. Okay. That's the thing is that I feel like, especially last year, I was like kind of like trying really hard to read backlist as well as current releases, but I focused a lot more on current releases and getting those from the library. Whereas I kind of want to read like the books that I haven't read that are off screen. Um, yeah, the Poppy War is super, super good. It is intense and there are lots of trigger warnings, and I highly recommend looking them up because like most of the trigger warnings happen within like 10 pages. And trigger warnings don't usually affect me depending on what they are, but it was brutal, very brutal. When you release Junkie. I understand. It happens. Fuck. Don't know why I'm yawning. I like Grady Hendrix though. I haven't read it. It's on my TBR for next month. I have it though. I want to read it so bad. I know for a fact that I'm gonna like tear through it and it's probably gonna be on my like top favorite books of the year, but like ugh. Yeah, Pretty Girls is one of those books that does the same kind of thing that I feel like the Poppy War can do, where it just hits you really hard with those trigger warnings in ways that you were not expecting. No, this comes from having worked at a bookstore and having no self control. Understandable. Young adults a little bit on the softer side. Yeah, that's the one thing. It's like if there's a book that I feel like does need to have like a mention of that, I try and remember to mention it because there's you never know what people are going through, and like the Poppy War, the way that it was written, it was really intense. So I like to mention that before recommending it, just because people can get really invested in recommending things, but you want to make sure that you're letting people know, like, hey, this is very, very, very violent. Like, there's some books that are violent, like Nevernight, that's pretty violent. But I wouldn't say, like, hey, you need to look up trigger warnings for Nevernight, whereas the Poppy War, you need to look up triggers for the Poppy War, just in case. I think that's why thrillers don't bother me in a weird way. Like, I just find that half the time when I read a thriller, I'm always like, why wouldn't you just call the cops? Or why wouldn't you just do this? Like it feels like people don't do what I would naturally do in that situation, and then since it's not horror or fantasy, I can't suspend my disbelief. I don't really know if that makes sense. There's the triggers from the book. Yeah, I feel like that should really exist by now. Like, I don't get why people are like, "Oh, trigger warnings spoil the book." And I'm like, "No, they don't. Have you ever watched a movie? You do know that there's trigger warnings in front of a movie, right? Like, what the fuck?" Yeah, that is definitely one. Exactly. Thrillers specifically, I find myself like, why didn't you just call the cops? Everyone has a cell phone. Call the cops. And like unreliable narrators, especially for thrillers, are a little annoying too. Because I'm like, okay, what's real? I'm just gonna believe nothing's real, and my suspense is gone. That's funny. Yeah, I just don't get it. Like I feel like it kind of makes sense that there's so many books every year that come out and like I don't understand why there isn't some sort of like just concept for it. And like there's like smut has sometimes has trigger warnings on it, but it's not like you like a Stephen King book, you don't see trigger warnings on it. And I don't understand why. Like why not? Come on. Fuck's sake. It's not that hard. All right, guys. I'm going to be wrapping this up because I haven't had dinner yet. So if you have questions, ask them now or forever hold your peace until like next month, which I'm pretty sure next month I'm going to have to move the live show because I have a friend coming into town that weekend. So I don't know exactly how that's going to work, but expect an earlier live show next month. We'll see how it goes. And my Patreon supporters, please pick your pick on my Patreon for next month's book club. And I will promise to announce it earlier. I mean, yes, Stephen King may be a trigger and you may not like his particular brand of writing, but like wouldn't it be better to just have the triggers that are in the book so that like if you don't have that particular trigger, you can walk away? Me, I read City of Brass like 5 out of 5 stars, but this was the third time that I've read it. I feel like we kind of just skimmed over it a little bit. Did anybody else have thoughts on it before we wrap it up? Okay, fine. That's fine. I got scared of the spider in it. It's the book pusher. Pretty sure. Yep. It's literally the book pusher. Very cool. Fuck. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Yay. Good, good, good. Yeah. It's definitely one of my favorites. I know it's a little bit much, but it was super fun. I promise to be a little bit more active come February so that we can actually kind of talk about the book while we read it and then talk about it during the live show. But like, who knows? I don't, that's for sure. So there's that. Mm-hmm. Well, this is the City of Brass live show, so that might be what the difference is. You should read it though. It's super super good. That's, I love I love hard cider. It's not my drink of choice, but I love it. They come from Washington. Apples are kind of our thing. I had a book club in Seattle for a good 2 years ish, and the only thing they would drink is cider. Only thing. I tried to get them to drink beer once. It was like a sweet beer, and they just wouldn't do it. Mhm. My nose itches. Yes, that is the correct answer. Okay, Zach. Anything else, guys? I know these are like kind of on the shorter side, but I don't have like another person to bounce off of, and I'm hungry. So that's awesome. Wine is great. Don't really have a preference. Apples are apples. They're not really my favorite fruit, but they're just a big thing in Washington. Like Washington apples. Try not to yawn. What's up, Clorox Bleach? That's a great question. I'm gonna go with the Jose Cuervo virus that I had yesterday. BookNet Fest, maybe, actually. I wanted to do BookCon, but I don't know if that's gonna happen. But BookNet Fest, I wanna hold out, like, hope that I can make that happen because I feel like that would be so much fun. You too, Faith. Stella Rosa Black. Very interesting choice. Clorox bleach. Yeah. Yay! That'll be so exciting. It's in, like, August this year. It's earlier. I think that's smart, though. Mhm. Alright, guys. Well, I'm gonna go, so speak now, as we were saying. There's anything you wanna talk about. Well, that's great. Yes, I'm sure it'll be hot, but you guys have to remember, I also live in Vegas, so the only difference is that you guys have the humidity, so that'll be fucking interesting. Alrighty. Of course, guys. Thanks for joining me. I will see you guys next month. Follow me on Twitter and all the good stuff and all that shit. I don't know. But I will hopefully remember to announce what the actual book is so other people can join us and be here to talk about the books we read. So, all right. I am going to go. Guys, have a lovely rest of your night. Bye.